Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops at Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect. So just wanted to go into a lesson, which is going to be land backing off of a video that the brother Ishayar did, which this is his page here, GMS All Precepts. If you haven't subscribed, you should go subscribe to him. There's a certain part of the video, that just sparked the spirit within me. I'm gonna play it, and then we're gonna hit some precepts.
For the detonation, you would see the mushroom cloud and the fireball rising up at several hundred miles per hour. And beneath it, all the fires that were instantly ignited by that fireball are starting to coalesce, and in tens of minutes they'll form one gigantic fire. Call that a nuclear firestorm. And that will have winds going in towards the center of hundreds of miles per hour. They're strong enough to uproot trees. And the air temperatures in the fire zone will reach 400 to 500 degrees Fahrenheit in 10 or 15 minutes, well above the boiling point of water. So no one's going to survive in that zone. Even if you're in a deep shelter, the oxygen would be used up. You might be baked alive. I mean, it's all...
Yeah. Because like you said, you're going to be baked alive. That's why these people out here in America, these celebrities, these dumbass, people who got money and shit that's buying bunkers in America, they're going to die here, man. All right. The scriptures say that Babylon should be desolate without inhabitant. So you're just basically going to get baked under the ground. All right. The only escape is through Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, getting beamed up out of here.
And that's exactly right. What the brother says on point. The only way you're going to get delivered is if Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai delivers you out of here. Okay. And one of the points that I wanted to, land back on was what the individual said, that basically nobody's going to survive this zone. All right. You got people that's building bunkers, thinking that they're going to somehow survive a thermonuclear attack. Okay. But it's impossible. All right. Because what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to do, he's just not going, destroy, the surface of America. Okay. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to completely level this place. All right. America is not even going to look the same after Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai gets done with it. Okay. Which that's in the scriptures. All right. Let's bring that out real quick. This is the book of Isaiah, (34) and let's start at the 8th verse. Okay, it says, "For it is the day of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai's vengeance, in the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion." See, one of the reasons why America is going to be destroyed in the manner and to the extent that it's going to be destroyed, okay, is because of what you did to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to make a real example out of Babylon the Great and Esau, Edom as a whole. Okay, not only for, all the madness that you pushed out throughout the four corners of the earth, but what you did to his chosen people. Okay, that you have severe trespasses, on your plate, man. Okay, and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is not going to let this slide in the least. Okay, you ain't getting away with what you did, man. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to bring full judgment upon you. All right, to let all the earth know this is what happens when you come up against me. This is what happens when you touch my people. All right. It says, "And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and dust thereof into brimstone." Okay, which when you watch more of the video, they're going into, the nuclear fallout. Okay, that happens as a result of these bombs going off. Okay, well, what the individual just said, he said that a fire, as the temperature is going to be around 400 to 500 degrees Fahrenheit, so all water is going to be vaporized. Okay, and then you have the fallout, so the dust is going to turn into brimstone. All right, just like if you go over to Sodom and Gomorrah today, okay, it's basically a bunch of sulfur there. All right, as a result of the destruction that Yahweh Shem Yahushai rained down upon those 5 cities. So that the soil itself is going to be completely changed. All right, which goes into that in the book of Joel. Okay, in front of these weapons, it's like the Garden of Eden, and behind them a desolate wilderness. All right, he says, "And the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch." All right, because it's going to cause a huge fire. All right, and the scriptures say that her smoke shall go up forever and ever, meaning a long time. This fire is going to burn. All right, it says, "It shall not be quenched day nor night. The smoke thereof shall go up forever. From generation to generation, it shall lie waste." All right, so after this is done, ain't nobody's going to come here. Okay, the Most High is going to completely level this place. All right, it says, "None shall pass through it forever and ever, but the cormorant and the bittern shall possess it. The owl also and the raven shall dwell in it, and he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stone of emptiness." Okay, so you ain't gonna recognize Babylon after Yahweh Shem Yahushai gets done with this place. Okay, because the Most High is gonna literally break this place up. Okay, the surface of America is gonna be completely changed. All right, which the reason for that is Yahweh Shem Yahushai said that he would do these things. Okay, this is the book of Sirach, 10 and 12. It says, "The beginning of pride is when one departeth from the Most High," and this place is completely godless. Okay, you can see by what's going on here. All right, all you gotta do is line up, the customs of America, the laws of America, and line them up against the scriptures to see how they compare. Okay, and nothing that's done in this place lines up with what Yahweh Shem Yahushai has permitted. Okay, on the contrary, they go completely astray. There's nothing that's even on the line of what Yahweh Shem Yahushai said to do. Everything is far left. Okay, which is another reason why Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to do to this place what he's going to do. It says, "The beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High, and his heart is turned away from his Maker. For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination." That's all that comes out of Babylon. Okay. It says, "And therefore the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai brought upon them strange calamities." Okay, now although Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to, bring these different plagues upon Babylon the Great, just like he did in Egypt, nuclear destruction is a strange calamity as well. Okay, because this has never happened down here on the earth. Nations don't fall like this. Okay, nations don't get destroyed in this manner. What has happened in history is another nation comes and invades. Okay, the town might get burned down. All right, the people get led into captivity, and that's it. Okay, there's still ruins of these different cities. Okay, you might at least see the footprint of the city. This is where the walls were right here. Okay, see, this was a building right here. Okay, well, if we dig down enough, we can actually see the houses that people lived in. Oh, see, here's some pottery. These archaeologists do this all the time. Okay, they actually dig and places where cities used to be at. Okay, so see, this is a tablet. This is what everyday life was like in Nineveh. Okay, you're not going to be able to do that here. Okay, everything is going to be completely destroyed. All right, from those thermonuclear missiles. All right, it says, "And therefore the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly destroyed, completely destroyed, man. Nothing left, zero. Okay, the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai hath cast down the thrones of proud princes," and Esau, Edom is the pinnacle of pride. Okay, just look at what your leader's doing right now. Okay, he talking big mess, man. And what did he say? He said that the only thing that's going to stop him is his own morality. Okay, so basically he determines what's right and what's wrong. That's the only thing that's going to stop him. All right, no other nation, no higher power. Okay. It says, "And set up the meek in their stead," which the meek is talking about the nation of Israel, beginning with the elect, which they are the meek. Okay, meek, when you look that word up, it means somebody that accepts, dealing with the Heavenly Father, somebody that accepts their situation okay, and pretty much just rolls with it and sees it as Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai dealing with them in a righteous manner, okay, regardless of what situation they're in. Okay, even if it leads up to death, they'll accept it because they know and understand that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai wants this to happen. And that's the type of individual that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai wants to serve him. Okay, which Esau Edom is the complete opposite. He's saying, it's on me. Okay, whether I succeed, okay, our rule down here is in my power. It's not in the hands of anyone else. Okay, which the elect of Israel are the complete opposite of that. It says the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai hath plucked up the roots of proud nations. Now, when you deal with plants, okay, the roots go into the ground. That's what gives the plant its foundation. And depending on what type of plant you're dealing with, the roots go deep, okay, to bring up nutrients so the plant can grow. All right. Now, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, he's going to pluck up the roots of Babylon the Great. And the roots go deep. Okay, dealing with the infrastructure of this place. Esau Edom has dug deep into the ground, man. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to completely uproot this place. All right, with those thermonuclear missiles. Okay. It says the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai hath plucked up the roots of proud nations, Salakia, and planted the lowly in their place. Again, the lowly is dealing with the nation of Israel, beginning with the elect. The Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai overthrew countries of the heathen and destroyed them to the foundations of the earth. Now you look up this word foundations, all right, which this is what, popped in my mind when I heard what that individual said. Okay, he says nobody's going to survive in this zone. Okay, they're pretty much going to get baked because of the temperature, all right, of the fire. Okay, as well as all the oxygen being depleted, to fuel the fire. Okay. But something else is going to happen as well. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to completely destroy the earth. Okay? The land that America is on, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to break it up. All right? You look up this word foundation. The definition of it, which this is from the freedictionary.com, okay, dealing with architecture. It says a wall or other structure as of concrete or masonry, usually extending below ground level. Okay, so it's not just going to be the surface. Okay, these buildings are here. Okay, see, the buildings, they're going to be destroyed, but the foundation is going to remain. Okay, I'll see the top part of America. Okay, anything that's on the land is going to be destroyed, but stuff underneath it, you're going to be good. No, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai said he's going to destroy them to the foundations of the earth. So even the stuff below the earth is going to be destroyed. Okay, and how is Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai going to do that? He's going to detonate these nuclear missiles. Not only, do air bursts, but also they're going to explode on the ground as well. They're going to create craters. All right, so anything that's under the earth here in Babylon is going to be completely vaporized. All right, which is the reason why I said America ain't even going to look the same. You ain't even going to, what am I looking at? Okay, all you're going to know is that this place got destroyed. All right. It says a wall or other structure as of concrete or masonry, usually extending below ground level and forming the base upon which a building rests. Okay, so all the infrastructure here in Babylon, including the underground infrastructure, is going to be completely destroyed. All right. It says the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai overthrew countries of the heathen and destroyed them to the foundations of the earth. So everything that's under the earth here in Babylon is also going to be destroyed. Okay, all its pipes, all its subways. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai going to completely destroy this place, man. Okay, it says he took some of them away and destroyed them and have made their memorial to cease from the earth. So you ain't going to be able to come here and see that it was a civilization here. Okay, because Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to completely level this place. All right. It's the book of 2nd Ezra 10. Salakia, 2nd Ezra 15 and 10. It says, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter, which is going into the current state of Jake. Jake don't know what the hell is going on. All right. Jake don't even understand that the country that you're in, okay, mainly talking about Babylon the Great, but really wherever you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are, you have an enemy that's plotting against you, okay? And your enemy has control over the earth, the beast and the whore, okay? They plan on completely exterminating you, all right? And Jake is completely oblivious to this fact, all right? It says, I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, which Egypt is America. It says, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before. So those same plagues that hit Egypt in the past, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to hit the modern day Egypt with those same strange calamities. Okay, and then the ultimate strange calamity that's going to come upon this place is those thermonuclear missiles. Okay, it says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. Which, what plague is that talking about? The thermonuclear missiles. Okay, so the actual foundations below ground, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to destroy this place as well. It ain't just going to be like a Hiroshima and Nagasaki event, okay, where there's just air bursts. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to have these bombs detonate on the ground or at least close to the ground, okay, to cause what's under Babylon to be completely broken up as well. Okay, so literally nothing's going to be left, man. If you in one of those bunkers, you're going to be completely destroyed. All right, not only would you die from the fires, okay, you are literally going to be vaporized because your bunker's going to be vaporized by the explosions, okay, that's going to happen near the surface, okay, near or on the surface. It says, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful consolation. Okay, and another thing I did was we typed in what is the difference between an air burst thermonuclear explosion versus the ground. Okay, and this is the answer that was given. Okay, it says air burst and ground burst refer to two distinct methods of detonating a thermonuclear weapon, each with significant differences in destructive effects, fallout, and tactical use. Okay, which we're gonna skip the air burst, all right? Ground burst, it says, involves detonating the weapon directly on or very near the surface, causing the fireball to touch the ground. Okay, when you normally see, simulations of thermonuclear attacks, okay, they only show air bursts, all right? Because they think that's the only thing that's gonna happen. Well, in the video, that's what they're talking about, okay? Solely air bursts taking place, okay? So it says causing the fireball to touch the ground. This creates a massive crater, and this is gonna happen too, okay? Because we gotta understand the amount of missiles, the amount of warheads that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is gonna use to destroy this place. It ain't just gonna be all air bursts. Okay, and then going off what the Most High is saying here, he's going to destroy this place to the foundations of the earth. A lot of these missiles are going to be used to actually explode on the surface, okay, on or near the surface to break this place up, okay. The Most High said he going to have the line of confusion. You ain't really going to recognize this place, man. All you going to know is that's Babylon the Great, and Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai destroyed it severely, okay. It says, this creates a massive crater and intensifies local destruction by concentrating blast energy and generating large amounts of radioactive debris from vaporized soil and materials. Okay, going into this place being turned to brimstone. All right, it's going to be highly contaminated. Okay, after Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai gets done with this place, you ain't even going to be able to live here. It's going to be so contaminated. All right. It says, while ground bursts are more effective at destroying hardened targets like underground missile silos or bunkers, okay, also anything that's under the ground, okay, your subway systems, all right, that's deep underground, okay, your foundations of your high-rise buildings that's deep underground, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai gonna completely destroy it with these surface level explosions, okay. It says, while ground bursts are more effective at destroying hardened targets like underground missile silos or bunkers, they produce much more severe and localized fallout, which the Most High ain't worried about that. Okay? The radioactive particles are heavier and fall back to Earth quickly, creating dangerous hot spots. All right? And that's another reason why people ain't going to be able to dwell here. This place is going to be radioactive, man. Okay? It says creating dangerous hotspots downwind, sometimes hundreds of miles away. Okay. So it says in summary, air burst maximizes blast radius and thermal effects over a wide area, minimum fallout. Ground burst concentrates destructive force for deep penetration or cratering. Okay, and Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai said he's going to destroy this place to the foundations thereof. Okay, so the lowest part of this kingdom is going to be destroyed. You all right? Your subway systems, man, the foundations for your high-rise buildings are going to be completely decimated. All right? You ain't going to have nothing to brag or boast about in the kingdom. All right? Where's your society at? Okay? What happened to it? We go look at what's left of it. Okay? It's on fire right now. But after the fire goes out, it's just going to be a complete desert, man. All right? It says produces large amounts of dangerous short-term fallout. Okay? So, hey, man, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is really going to get busy with this place. Okay? And also, I typed this in. How many thermonuclear missiles, okay, or bombs would it take to destroy the U.S.? And it basically said to cause widespread annihilation and long-term habitability loss, a more comprehensive attack involving 200 or 300 thermonuclear warheads, okay, each around 200 to 300 kilotons, could kill over 100 million people, destroy critical infrastructure, power grids, refineries, and generate a nuclear winter due to massive soot injection into the atmosphere. Okay, it says potentially leading to global crop failures, for strategic deterrence and regime collapse. Let's see here. So it says, while 0 warheads might be enough if political and societal collapse occurs first, 10 to 30 well-placed thermonuclear warheads are widely considered sufficient to ensure the collapse of the contiguous United States as a functioning state. So it only takes a few missiles to completely level this place. All right, but how many is Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai going to send over here? Okay, the Most High is going to overkill this place, man. So all these missiles that go off, they're not going to be airburst detonations. Okay, a lot of these are going to explode on the surface. All right. This is the book of Revelation 9 and 15. It says, and the 4 angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year for to slay the third part of men, which the third part of men is talking about the wicked, Esau, Edom. It says, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. Okay, which when you break that down, it comes out to 200 million. All right, so 200 million warheads Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to use to destroy this place. And it only takes about 30, okay, to level this place. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to bring overkill. Okay, now not only are you going to have the air burst, which is going to completely level, everything on the surface, a lot of these are going to be ground detonations as well. So Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to literally break up the ground that America is on. Okay, it's going to be riddled with craters. All your infrastructure is going to be completely destroyed, man. Okay, you're not going to be able to rebuild this place. All right. It says, and thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire, which this is going into the fire that's coming out the back of the rocket. Okay, these are rocket-propelled nuclear bombs. All right. It says, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire and of jacinth and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, because lions, their powers in their mouth. Okay. So what propels these missiles up into the atmosphere is rocket propulsion, okay? But the power is in the actual head of these vehicles. The whole rocket doesn't come down, okay? The rocket separates as it goes through different stages and eventually falls back down to earth. The thing that's left, okay, that comes down is that warhead, which that's the head of a lion. Okay, it says, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone, which that's going into the thermonuclear destruction. Okay, now 200 million of these are going to fall upon Babylon the Great, all right, causing massive destruction. Okay. And you can see also how that global earthquake is going to take place, because Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to cause these missiles not only to explode in the atmosphere, but also explode on the ground. Okay, which is all these missiles going off at once is going to send major shock waves throughout the entire earth. Okay, the earth is going to move. It says, by these three was the third part of men killed, by fire and by smoke and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths, which is going into the thermonuclear destruction. Okay, it says, for their power is in their mouth and in their tails. The tails is the rocket propulsion system that pushes these warheads into the atmosphere. Okay, which makes them ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles. It says, for their power is in their mouth and in their tails. For their tails were like unto serpents. That's the smoke trail, okay, or the contrail that's left after these missiles go through the air. Okay. It says, for their tails were like unto serpents and had heads, and with them they do hurt. Okay, with these heads, a lot of people are going to be destroyed. Okay, all the inhabitants of Babylon, save the elect of the nation of Israel, are going to be completely destroyed in this destruction. Okay, and even you people that's in your bunkers, you're going to die too. Okay, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai going to completely level this place, man. Okay, the only way you can survive, like the brother said, is if Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is dealing with you. Okay, if the Most High don't deliver you, then you're done. It's the book of Isaiah 13 and 17. It says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which the Medes is talking about the Russians. And it's no coincidence that America is provoking the Russians. Okay, they just seized that tanker that was flying that Russian flag. All right, these things are happening for a reason. Okay, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to stir up the Medes, the Russians, against Babylon the Great. All right. It says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. So they don't want your money. Okay, they don't want no payouts. Okay, you're not going to be able to buy off the Russians. All right. It says, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces. Their bows are their silos, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. So they going to push that button, man. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to put it in the minds of these different nations, mainly Russia, to push that button and shoot their nuclear arsenals upon America. They don't care who's living here. They don't care if women that just had babies. Okay, as those missiles are going off, you will have women in the hospital that just gave birth. Okay, they was born on, this date at this time. Okay, and when you look at the records, the missiles were shot right when this baby came out. All right, as soon as they cut the cord, the missile was flying in the air. Okay, so they don't care about that. All right, they don't care his little children that's growing up, or little Timmy, he just had his birthday, his fifth birthday. Okay, or he just entered kindergarten. They don't care, man. All right, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai gonna put a cold spirit on your enemies. It says, they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms. Yeah, the top nation on earth, man. Okay, and Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency, the crown jewel of you elites. All right, what is Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai going to do to this place? Shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, complete destruction. All right, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai rained in thermonuclear fire upon this place, completely destroying it to the foundations thereof, man. So you not going to even know that there was a civilization here. Okay, if you was just born anew on the earth, you so happened to pass by Babylon, you had no knowledge of any of the history concerning this place. It's just a desert. Okay, there's a bunch of craters everywhere. The desert creatures are here. All right. It says it shall never be inhabited. Neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there. Neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. And it's going to be impossible to do so, because this place is going to be completely contaminated with radiation. All right. If you come over here, you're going to die. All right. It says, but the wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures. Now you might ask me, well, if people can dwell here or can't dwell here, how can animals survive? Well, look at Chernobyl for an example. Okay, that place is completely contaminated with radioactive fallout. Okay, but the animals, they're thriving there. Okay, but people, they ain't living there. All right, if they go there, they're gonna die. Okay, so the same thing is gonna apply to Babylon. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai gonna allow the animals to live here, but ain't no people gonna dwell here. Okay. It says, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. And the wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. And you can see things speeding up, man. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is hastening this time. Okay, he's hastening the destruction of Babylon the Great. That's why you got this dude Trump going crazy, man. All right, he talking completely reckless, and he don't care. He don't care who hears. He don't care where the message goes. Okay, no discretion, man, because he's proud. All right. This is Jeremiah 51:25. It says, behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And that destroying mountain is talking about Babylon the Great. Okay, when you look up mountains or understand what mountains mean in the scriptures, it's talking about a government. Okay, so this government that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is referring to has destroyed the earth. Okay, the only nation that has done that has had control over the earth to destroy it, is America. It says, behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, which destroyest all the earth. And I will stretch out my hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks, and will make thee a burnt mountain. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai gonna set this place on fire. Okay? Just like he said he would do to the fourth beast, which we in the fourth beast right now. Okay? That fourth beast is gonna be given to the flame, which is talking about thermonuclear destruction. All right, it says, and they shall not take of thee a stone for a corner, nor a stone for foundations, but thou shalt be desolate forever, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Yeah, you ain't going to be able to pick up the pieces and rebuild, okay, because Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to destroy everything. All right, now certain disasters take place down here, okay, in Babylon today. A building might collapse, you know, or an earthquake came through, a hurricane came through, a tornado came through and completely destroyed this structure. All right, and we're gonna take a piece of this building, okay, and we're gonna use it in the new building just to have it as a memorial. Okay, you're not gonna be able to do that here, man, because Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to completely destroy everything. Okay, everything that you see here in America is going to cease to exist. Even the things underground, the subway system, the sewer system, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai going to completely uproot this place, man. So you ain't going to have nothing to brag and boast about in the kingdom. Okay, because this is basically the pinnacle of, you know, Edomite society. All right, Esau throw this in your face all day. Well, look at what we did. Okay, look at what we built. All right, what did you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans do? Okay, oh, you were in the jungle screaming it. Okay, holding spears, throwing spears. Okay, you were drinking out of mud puddles, and look what we have. Okay, we have running water in all our buildings. We have a sewer system. Okay, this stuff is going to cease to exist. So what are you going to brag and boast about in the kingdom? Okay. The only thing you're going to have to your name is that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai destroyed your society. Okay, in a very strange manner at that. This ain't going to be a regular destruction. Okay, like I said, you know, the enemy comes in, they invade this place, your buildings get burned down, you know, or your society still remains to a certain extent, but you are now a tributary to a more advanced nation, okay, or the nation that conquered you. The Most High is not going to do this place like that. He's going to completely level it. All right, that's going to be your pride in the kingdom. Okay, you got completely destroyed by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. It says, and they shall not take of thee a stone for a corner, nor a stone for foundations, but thou shalt be desolate forever, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And that's what's going to happen to this place, man. Complete and utter destruction. Okay, and when we say that, we're not saying it lightly. We're not saying it just to say it. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to literally destroy this place, man. Okay, everything that you see on the surface and everything below the surface, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to wipe out. Okay, guaranteed. Thus saith Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. This is the book of Jeremiah 50 and 39. It says, therefore the wild beasts of the desert with the wild beasts of the island shall dwell there, talking about in America. Okay, and the owl shall dwell therein, and it shall be no more inhabited forever. Okay, and again, one of the main reasons for that is going to be because of how contaminated this place is going to be. All right, this place is going to be highly radioactive, so ain't no people going to be able to dwell here. And again, look to Chernobyl for an example of that. Okay, the animals are going to be good, but if people come here, they're going to drop dead. All right. It says, and it shall be no more inhabited forever, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, as the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, that same thermonuclear destruction, raining down fire and brimstone on those cities. Okay, and again, if you go over there, all right, the soil is completely changed. It's sulfur. Can't nothing grow there. It's a desert. All right, till this day. Okay, it is a desert. America's gonna be the same way. All right, and on top of that, okay, on top of the soil change, on top of everything above ground being destroyed, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to break up the foundations of this place. All right. It says, as the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, so shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell therein. Okay, and that's what Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to bring upon this place. Complete and utter destruction. All right. So I just want to go into that. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai willing. It was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Abraham Hadash. Give honor to the apostles and the elder bishops at Great Millstone. Shalom.